Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Second Regional Forum for Social Responsibility grants Presidential Recognition Order Excellent Grade to the Chairperson of the Public Authority for Craft Industries. The National Symposium on World Register Program displays the Sultan's files approved by UNESCO. And activities of the Second Gulf Forum on Nanotechnology Awareness begin at Sultan Qaboos University. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Greetings of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos to His Excellency President Omar Hassan al-Bashir of Sudan, and His Majesty best wishes for him of the continued health and happiness and for Sudanese people for the progress and growth were conveyed by Her Excellency Sheikh Aisha bint Khalfan al-Siabiya, Chairperson of Public Authority for Craft Industries, when she was received by the Sudanese President in Khartoum. That came during the visit of Her Excellency to Sudan on the sidelines of activities of the Second Regional Forum of International Ambassador for Social Responsibility, which carries the theme, The Road to Change to the Best World of the United Nations for Sustainable Development 2030. In fulfillment of the progress of social and voluntary work in the Sultanate, Her Excellency Sheikh Aisha bint Khalfan al-Siabiya, Chairperson of Public Authority for Craft Industries, was granted the Presidential Recognition Order Excellent Grade as International Ambassador for Social Responsibility. It took place during the activities of the Second Regional Forum for Social Responsibility being held in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum, under the United Nations theme, The Road to Change the Best World for Sustainable Development 2030. The Sultanate was honored by granting Her Excellency the Chairperson of Public Authority for Craft Industries as an International Ambassador for Social Responsibility, who said that she is proud of the order. Hamid bin Abdullah al-Balushi won the Scientific Proficiency Prize for Social Responsibility, who also expressed his pride of the honoring scientific sittings of the forum, viewed initiatives of International Ambassador of Social Responsibility. It was approved by the International Agreement of the United Nations within its sustainable development over a period of 15 years. It included overcoming poverty, combating inequality, and dealing with climate problems. The prize of a statesman was granted to His Excellency the President of Sudan in appreciation for his contribution for activities of social responsibilities in Sudan. To spread awareness on the importance of archives in the Sultanate and to demonstrate the efforts that have been done recently to protect archives, the National Symposium on the World Register Program was held this morning. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al Sarai.
Nations feel proud of their ancestors' history and heritage. They give it a special attention as a national fortune with a value exceeds other tangible fortunes. Heritage is the proof of identity and the key searching for the self. It is the strong fortification against cultural conflict. It is also the safe shelter against intellectual streams resulted from globalization. Therefore, the Ministry of Heritage and Culture organized Memory of the World Register Program National Symposium this morning.
Ministry of Heritage and Culture, they have already now a department for restoring these documents, and also Oman is a pioneer in collecting these documents and restoring them, and also as well Oman is also involved and submitted some files to the UNESCO to be included in the Memory of the World program.
This symposium came to increase the knowledge of the importance of this program in terms of developing and protecting the Omani heritage, and to enhance the cooperation between the team members who are responsible about following this program.
We have a very rich heritage in Oman, and this heritage, because of many reasons, for example, the change in climate, for example, and in other social reasons, we are losing these documents. So we need to have a kind of mechanism to restore them, to save them, to archive them.
Within the increasing interest in human documentary heritage, UNESCO has established Memory of the World Register program in 1992 in order to protect and preserve the humanity documentary heritage from deterioration and loss that may result from some risks such as social confusion, instability, and illegal trade, or due to some natural factors such as heat and humidity that may affect this heritage with the passage of time. It is notable that the Sultanate gives full attention on archives, and this demonstrates their importance in terms of restoring various historical publications. Sultan bin Saif al-Sarai, Muscat.
Activities of the second Gulf Forum on Nanotechnology awareness began at the Sultan Qaboos University today under the auspices of Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education, Chairperson of Oman National Commission for Education, Culture and Science. The two-day event is being organized by the Commissional collaboration with the International Organization for Leisure Investment in Technology and Science. The forum comes within the interest of the Ministry of Education in nanotechnology and the latest development in this field. It also aims at benefiting from international expertise in introducing the nanotechnology to the study curricula for the different study stages. It also aims at creating research partnership with advanced world centers in this technology. A study on the existence of Arabian ibex in the mountains surrounding Serene Nature Reserve was the main item of Memorandum of Cooperation signed by the Office for the Preservation of Environment of Diwan of the Royal Court in cooperation with National Bank of Oman. The memorandum aims at training national youth potentials working in the field of environmental researchers. It as well aims at strengthening joint environmental cooperation between the Office for Preservation of Environment and National Bank of Oman. It is worth mentioning that the size of Al Serene Natural Reserve reaches 700 square kilometers. Still to come in our news bulletin. A 4-member team crossing the Arabian desert arrives in Saudi Arabia. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Relations between the Sultanate and Qatar discussed by His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, with His Excellency Ali bin Fahad Al Hajri, Ambassador of the Qatar to the Sultanate. The meeting exchanged cordial conversation besides reviewing bilateral relations between the Sultanate and Qatar, in addition to means of enhancing them in various areas. His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, also met with His Excellency Sabri Majdi Sabri, Egyptian Ambassador accredited to the Sultanate. They discussed bilateral relations between the Sultanate and Egypt and ways of boosting them in different fields. The meeting further touched upon cordial talks and aspects of cooperation between the two countries. The Higher Judicial Institute celebrated the graduation of a new batch of judges, public prosecutors and administrative judges under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Saud bin Harb al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs, in the presence of His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah al-Khalili, Minister of Justice, Chairperson of the Higher Institute of Judicial Board, the third and fourth batches of the judiciary, the first of the Court of Administrative Judiciary and the second of the Public Prosecution, with graduate from the Institute. The Higher Judicial Institute is a center for the judicial and legal rehabilitation. A number of professors and specialists qualify and train assistants, judges and public prosecutors to work in the judiciary and public prosecution. His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, adopted today the private document management system, tables of extended retention of documents and their classification system, in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Hamid bin Mohammed al-Doyani, Chairperson of the National Records and Archives Authority. The system helps the conservation, protection and classification of documents according to the degree of importance and privacy, to make retrieval of these documents easier whenever needed. His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, said in a statement that an internal committee has been formed by the Ministry of Coordination with the National Records and the Archives Authority. He added that the newly created system will help save and protect documents and their categorization as per levels of their importance and privacy. It will also facilitate their retrieval when needed and would be useful for researchers and the bodies concerned. The Board of Directors of the Institute of Public Administration, IPA, held its fourth meeting for 2015 at the Ministry of Civil Service under the chair of His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Omar al-Marhoun, Minister of Civil Service and Chairperson of the Board of Directors of IPA. The meeting reviewed the follow-up report on the implementation of the decision taken in the third meeting and the current meeting's agenda. The Board of Directors reviewed the Institute plan for 2016 in the areas of training, which includes 126 programs that cover the needs of many units of the administrative apparatus of the state. Fourth GCC Theatre Festival for the persons with disabilities began at the Higher College of Technology under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Saud bin Hilal al-Busaidi, Minister of the State and Governor of Muscat, in the presence of His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed al-Kalbani, Minister of Social Development, a number of ministers and undersecretaries, GCC ambassadors, heads of delegations, and a large gathering of invitees. The 7-day festival is hosted by the Ministry of Social Development. The committee reviewed the rehearsals of each state, the media coverage and regularity procedures for the festival. The meeting also discussed commitments and arrangements of member states, including head of delegations, in the opening and closing ceremonies, information brochure for each theoretical work by participating state, and the follow-up on the arrival of equipment and supplies for each theoretical work. Fifth Imani Honey Market began today at Muscat Grand Mall under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Khamis Al-Kaabi, Chairperson of the Public Authority for Consumer Protection. The 4-day market is organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries in cooperation with PDO, with the participation of 40 beekeepers from different governorates of the Sultanate. Fifth Imani Honey Market is an important station for the marketing of honey and an opportunity for consumers to get to know a group of distinguished beekeepers. It is also an opportunity for young beekeepers to be connected to distinguished beekeepers, to encourage them into this profession and to encourage traditional crafts and industries, along with productive families achieving economic and social returns for all. Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has a corner in the market to help beekeepers and to provide them with services and tools that are used for beekeeping. It is also provides consultancy and support for beekeepers with cells and separators, as well as with bees to preserve the Omani honey. In order to reduce the increasing number of diabetics and high blood pressure patients, Wadi Naam Health Center in the Wilaya of Al-Qabil celebrated the World Diabetic Day. It aimed to acquaint with the public with the risks of this disease on health. The activities of the Open Day focused on prevention factors such as regular check-up, sports and balanced food intake. The event includes an awareness program, exhibition and blood donation campaign. A 4-member team crossing the Arabian desert continued their journey walking and riding on camels through the Arabian desert arrived in Saudi Arabia. They travel a distance of 25 kilometers daily since the start of their journey on the 10th of December from the city of Salalah. The British traveller Mark Evans writes in a diary on everything that happens and the people he met during the journey, aiming to publish a book about the journey. On the other side, a team of technical support sent pictures of the journey to local and international media means. In front of the campfire at the night, the team members discussed the duties of the next day before they go to sleep. At sunrise, they start their onward journey. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the northern governorates of the Sultanate, with chances of scattered rainfall over the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman, Hajar Mountains and nearby areas. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning on the coastal areas of the Sea of Arabia. Winds will be northeasterly moderate on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea, while it will be northerly light to moderate occasionally active on the coastal areas of the governorates of North Batna and Musandim. Seas will be moderate on the west coast of the governorate of Musandim, north of Batna and the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 2 meters, and along the rest of the coast it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Second Regional Forum for Social Responsibility grants Presidential Recognition Order Excellent Grade to the Chairperson of Public Authority for Craft Industries. The National Symposium on World Register Program displays the Sultan's files approved by UNESCO. And activities of the second Gulf Forum on Nanotechnology Awareness begin at Sultan Qaboos University. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.